Cancelled.
Don't remember doing this at all.
I can only hold myself accountable.
Cancelled.
I object! Look how good my life is.
So what else? Cancel me.
Tana and Brooke is cancelled.
Guess who's back again? Hey guys.
I was about to apply at the Burger King. I was like, I'm not even kidding. I thought I was out of job for good. I was scared.
I was very sad. I had a few mental breakdowns, and we are definitely very, very happy to be here today. Today, we were so geeked. We have lists of things to talk about, and we're ready to just dive into everything you missed, which is just a bunch of mess.
And we did the best thing that we try to do as often as we can, where we just completely avoid each other so that we don't tell each other the good.
Last night we were both at Justin Bieber and didn't see each other at all.
Well, but there were like 50,000 people there.
Yeah,
so.
You were also in rich ass box seats, and I swear to God, he looked like an ant from where I was.
No, he looked like an ant from where I swear to God, I don't remember seeing him. Listen.
Were you belligerent?
Oh, I was belligerent. And I was having the best time in my little box, but I saw my story and I'm like, holy shit, he was like really on stage performing.
Like you really saw that. I also got home incredibly belligerent. He's performing again tonight and I almost want to go like sober to take it in.
I would love to go again tonight. My friend Sienna, who's the one who brought me, she is going to see him again.
I was spending the day like thinking about who we could like get to buy, finesse, like get us to buy us Justin Bieber tickets tonight.
Alexis is going wild with the Bieber. She's been front row at Bieber like 7 times in a row.
$4,000 last night. My makeup artist is the biggest believer ever. Like I was broken to spend like $500 on tickets last night. She spent $4,000. She was like crying about it today. She was like, but so worth it.
Wow.
She could like see in his pores. It was so iconic. Seriously.
I just like, oh God, I love him so much.
More
it,
than anything.
Really like physically pains me.
So 100%. Like I love him more than
I didn't
anyone
think,
in the world.
I always like, very pick me of me, but I'm always like, I don't even really like Justin Bieber I don't care for him that much. But I'm like, I love you.
I was sobbing.
He's
like
just
a little
so hot.
Fucking baby.
Do you ever think about like, imagine just being Hailey Bieber and like going and seeing that many people who are like genuinely in love with your husband and just knowing that he sleeps next to you every night?
Imagine how like secure and awesome that feels because he's just
there's
like, the
no
best.
way it feels secure and awesome though because the people will not let that girl win. It's really
But I just
sad.
feel like she like goes to bed like looking at him.
That's true.
She's
She
like,
wakes up in the middle of the night and she says he's still there. And that's all that really matters.
Like that's fucking crazy.
You know what I was noticing?
Imagine a man loving you that much. Even just
I
that.
know. I can't. Sorry. I was thinking about this though. Okay, so this whole Julia Fox and Kanye situation.
Okay.
And how quick everybody was to jump on and love Julia Fox. Almost immediately the response was like, we love her, she's so funny, like we stand Julia Fox.
Yeah,
the comments
a
were
lot
all
of
like
fun
she's
making,
hysterical. Yeah, people like made fun of her, poked fun at her, and like her uncut gems like situation. Yeah. But for the most part, people were very like pro Julia, and I'm like, that is so crazy, the difference between that and like Hailey. What
I
Hailey
was saying
gets.
that today, that like Justin Bieber like literally like is the most famous person on this planet. Like exactly for Hailey, like they loved him and Selena so much. She got like so much. It's because like
that's the problem is I guess the attachment. But you would think that Kim Kardashian fans are like well, I guess they know that she doesn't want him anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know.
She is doing just fine with our boy Pete.
I was really honestly at first kind of not on the fence about Julia Fox, but I was just like definitely like cringing a little and like loved the jokes and like whatever. Not that I have any room to cringe. Roll Team Bryce on God. But I was definitely like laughing about it. But like now she's in her bag. Like she's straight like
she is in her bag, and honestly, it's just so inspirational what she's done here.
Walked around with Kanye, put on her little Kim fit for a couple weeks, did the eye, got a Birkin for the squad. And dipped. Like, why the fuck would I not idolize
not a person in the world who doesn't know who Julia Fox is, and she had nothing to lose.
She's literally killing it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a fan.
We should have Julia Fox on the pod.
I DM'd her.
Oh, you did?
Seen.
She's seen you?
Seen. Julia Fox left me on scene. Honestly, I've been really balling out on like who I think will be a guest. Like, I'm just DMing the craziest people. I'm trying to get Anna Delvey. So hard from Inventing Anna.
I need to watch it. I tried to watch it, but I had such a hard time with the actress's accent that I couldn't even it was insufferable.
Because it was like they were trying to like pay homage to the fact that she was like faking it and mixing accents, right? Or no?
I saw something. I saw her in an interview like talking about how like she had to like combine accents.
Yeah,
it was very confusing to me. It sounded to me she sounded like Pee Wee Herman or something.
It's so like I want to have
an accent. I don't
even know what that is.
I don't know. I'm tired.
I really want to have her on, but I'm also scared because it's like obviously what she did was wrong. But like how I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna be like finesse queen.
I feel very passionately that certain crimes, like if you get away with things to a certain extent, it's almost like people should just be like, okay, like
you're like murder.
Like no, like but like the swindler, like the Tinder swindler. I'm like, wow, the fact that he was able to get away with. I mean, he didn't get away.
I know
with it,
so many
guess,
people in
like,
LA who are like they are Tinder swindlers.
Yeah,
like, hella people.
I
do
could
that.
see myself getting swindled, although I don't even think I'm eligible to take out a loan of that size.
I was talking about that with Natalie. Like, you're either the swindler or the swindly in life. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
my Instagram got deleted while we were gone.
Was it the nudity or the?
I'm so serious. I know. Like, I knew this day was gonna come. Like, you know what I mean? Where it was like finally gonna happen. Like, especially back in the day, I would just wild out with OnlyFans promo. And now all my tagged photos are like really weird porn.
What's crazy is that
So.
they don't. It's not like you get like a 2-month like. What happens when you like post something that's against the community guidelines, for those of you who don't usually do it like we do, it'll like immediately delete your story and then it'll give you a warning, but those never go away. So it's like if you've had your I've had my Instagram since like
Exactly. It's
for
like
years.
strikes.
And so like I'm
Yeah.
sorry, like I said something a little out of like one time I posted a close friend story with a friend and she was with the guy that I liked, and as a joke I said I'm gonna fucking skin her alive, which I mean like, no, I mean, I get it, but like,
Said I was gonna gut her like a fish. Completely joking.
I was kidding, and they deleted it immediately, and now they think I'm like harassing people.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, like, I obviously definitely just like expected it. It was just crazy that.
Well, you probably have like, what do you have, like one more strike before your shit's gone for good?
And it was like gone the other night again. Like, I definitely think it could be like a let Riley live, Riley Reid vibe. Like, I might definitely just have to.
Oh,
like,
you're gonna
start
get
over.
like what Lila has to do. Lila starts a new Instagram like as often as she has to change her outfit.
And no one could help me. I had to go to Charlie D'Amelio's manager and literally like offer him one of my fingers cut off to get it back. And he got it back by like the hair on his head. Like, it was
He
just
doesn't have any
yeah,
hair
he's
on
bald.
his head.
I bought it.
He's literally bald.
Shout out Greg Goodfried. I love you.
I love you, Greg.
Speaking of applying at Burger King, I was like sobbing, and everyone was like, "You're being so dramatic," especially on TikTok. All the comments were like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This was your like worst day ever." But it's like that's like how I run my business. Like, you know what I mean?
That is true. It's really scary. Like that. I mean,
it's definitely a first world
your
problem.
career is heavily. I mean, it's actually completely dependent on you having a social media.
And it was just like all these contracts I've signed to obviously do so many things on Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna fraud them all.
Like
and get
you were gonna
sued.
do that anyway. Your
Yeah,
assistant's out there like,
fucking
bitch, you're not filming that brand deal anyway.
Speaking of being awful at my business, I keep drinking drinks that aren't dizzy.
Yeah,
like we have a Happy Dad's and White
I'm drinking
Claw
a Happy
here.
Dad to try to stick to the Brit. Like I'm wearing kind of like a dad outfit right now with my little New Balance sneakers.
I really need to stop actually promoting other alcohol, but I mean, I
no, but
drink
Dizzy
so much.
wine gets me too fucked up. Like I'd be on here like speaking in tongues.
No, if I had one dizzy right now, I'd be like slurring.
Yeah.
The other night, I thought I could. This is so embarrassing. I actually don't even want to relive it, and I hope no one finds it because it's like so embarrassing.
They're gonna find it.
Whatever, I guess it's fine. I need to learn. I need to hold myself accountable on this one. Seriously, Brooke, I don't even know if you know this.
What did you do?
So I went out. It was the night that you're about to talk about. You did some fun things. It was our good friend. See their name. It was our good friend's birthday, and we went to his birthday, and we were all there. And I had to work the next day, so I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. I'm going home early. Like I was sober like the whole night, like whatever." And then I get home. And it's early and everyone's still out. And I'm like, but this just sounds like a problem. Like, seriously, like, why did I do this? Like, I was like, but I could have a dizzy. I have 5 dizzies, which,
Just
as you know, 4.
That's
Well, no, I was like
problem.
with people. I was with people who were like drinking and they wanted to like go back out and stuff. But it was like, I was just like, I did my skincare, like whatever. And it's like, they're just so little. And it's like, you just throw it back and you throw it back.
Yeah, it's like a little shot of
4
wine,
of
but
them.
like you can't. That is a bottle of wine.
4 of them is a bottle of wine.
So
I went live on Instagram.
Oh God. What'd you do?
I don't know. I have no idea what I said. I was like blacked out. I woke up, I remember.
See, at that point, you
nothing.
should have wished you did have your Instagram deleted.
Sincerely, like, take it away. They were trying to do you a favor. I've never done that. And I've been like belligerent, like a lot, obviously, in this life.
Yeah, but that's like. Like imagine you like going live the night at the like 24 karat golden.
That's what I'm
birthday party.
saying. It's like when Lindsay Lohan, do you remember when she was
I just went in to drink my microphone.
Brooke,
I'm going crazy, you guys.
we just forgot a podcast completely. Do you remember when Lindsay Lohan, I don't even know if I should laugh at this at all because it's like it's like kind of fucked up. And I don't even think she was fucked up, but like she was in Dubai and she was trying to take someone's kid. and she
I don't
went
remember that.
live and she was like talking in an accent like from that part of the world and was like, no, you will come with me, and was like trying to steal someone's kid and saying they were like kidnapping their kid, and she like went live.
No, yeah, I don't remember that one.
That's what I just kind of feel like I was
You sure
giving.
you didn't dream about that?
I'm very, very, very sure.
She was living in Dubai for a while because paparazzi's illegal in Dubai.
Is it really?
Yeah, you would hate it there.
Look, guys, being a superstar is not easy. It is so hard for me to be famous, iconic, rich, and skinny all at once. God, it's so hard. Seriously, luckily I have Noom to balance all of that. Unlike other programs, Noom Weight uses a psychology-based approach to help people better understand their relationship with food. It teaches them how to be more mindful of the way they eat and gives them the skills and knowledge they need to build long-lasting positive habits. It can be overwhelming to find a way to feel healthier because of all the different equipment, programs, and supplements the wellness industry can throw at us. When you start on your health journey, it is easy to be overwhelmed by all the information the wellness industry throws at you. But Noom believes the only place you really need to start with is in your mind. With Noom Weight, you'll take a path toward better health one lesson at a time. Their psychology-based approach helps you to change the way you think about food and health rather than demanding you to change your entire lifestyle. Noom doesn't believe in restricting what you can or can't eat. Instead, Noom gives you the knowledge and wisdom you need to make informed choices that help you get closer to reaching your goals. I use Noom to balance my crunch wraps and pickles. I love Noom's psychological approach because it is based on scientific principles like cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps me to better understand their relationship with food and build sustainable habits that last a lifetime. Noom is about progress, not perfection, because everybody's journey looks different. Noom is grounded in science. It's at the heart of everything they do. They've published more than 30 peer-reviewed scientific articles that inform users, practitioners, scientists, and the public about how their methods work and how effective they are. With Noom, taking care of your health is empowering instead of stress-inducing. No need to fear ruining the whole program with one off day. Noom will help you get back on track. You decide how Noom Weight fits into your life, not the other way around. 5, 10, or 15 minutes a day. How much time you want to spend on the app is completely up to you. Start building better habits today. Sign up for your trial at Noom.com/Tana. That's NOOM.com/Tana to sign up for your trial. So the Bryce Hall roast finally came out. People liked it for the most part. I think that we killed it. Brooke and Jason collaborated on the jokes, and it was fun. But it's funny because before I was having so much anxiety to you. I was like, I'm gonna get canceled.
Freaking out. I wasn't worried about you getting canceled at all. I was worried about your
delivery. Yeah, I couldn't deliver anything like well at all. Like you should have seen me
I
at home.
think you ended up if they saw where you started to where you ended up, they would be a lot more impressed.
To be honest with you, like I'm satisfied with it because it's not something that I like do or have done a lot. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I'm satisfied with the way it turned out.
Not like me at the comedy
We'll
store.
talk about all the joke cutting. Everyone wants me to talk about that and Jeff in a second. But I was having a full blown panic attack to you about being canceled. That's not what you were worried about. You were like, bitch, you need to figure out how to be funny, like, and say this shit right. Yeah. But I was like, no, but I'm gonna get canceled. I'm freaking out. I said a lot of fucked up shit that they cut out. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing that I'm getting the most backlash for, I'm so frustrated about too, Brooke, because here's the thing. Tana had to go and do what Tana does. Whole set is fully written, right? Whole set's fully written. Every single thing I said is something that we wrote down and we rehearsed. But before me was Josh Richards, right? And they cut like 3/4 of his set. But I just want to let you guys know. And I love Josh. So like this is all in good fun. Again, this is it, like it's a roast. That's what you're supposed to do is like roast the fuck out of each other. But everyone's set was like 10 minutes. Josh's was like 25.
Like literally
like
30 minutes long.
And like 15 minutes of Josh's set was just cooking me, like just but like the same type of joke over, like you're a whore, 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 like but in 30 different ways. You get what I'm saying? And obviously I get it. That's the point of a roast. He over prepared. But he was coming at my neck. They cut what couldn't like be left in. And I didn't really write that many jokes about Josh. I kind of like we wrote about pretty much everyone else, and I had like 1 or 2 Josh jokes.
He's hard to joke about.
Yeah, because there's not like
yeah.
There's not a lot that's like that make fun ofable.
Like, oh,
or
your
like,
girlfriend left you. Like,
yeah, like and like Josh is like super sweet and like successful and like minds his
I have
business.
a story about Josh after this. I have to tell you.
I'm excited for that. I want to know what the tea is. But anyways, I walk up And I say, Josh, you violated me just like you violated Nessa when you cheated on her with like all those girls or whatever. Like I just off tops because I was like, fuck you.
I did notice you
and
did
like,
a little improv.
Yeah, like
situation.
I had to get spunky and bold and ad lib for no fucking reason. Like should have known they were just gonna cut him violating the fuck out of me and just like done my
and just
fucking
make you
set.
look like a fucking narc.
So then they
Did he cheat? Is he a cheater?
then they leave it in.
Oh.
I don't like. Who
Careful.
they leave it in, and the whole internet is now being like, Tana said it. Like, I guess maybe Lil Huddy had like alluded to it, or
very credible source.
Someone else.
Tana Mongeau.
I mean, everyone knows I love Nessa and I have her back to the day I die, and I've said it for a million times. There's so much that happened. Like, I wasn't here to try to break some big scandal. It was obviously still just more of a joke of like what people joke about in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like that's a common
Haha, you
joke.
cheated.
So so I just made this unwarranted joke, and of course that's what I'm getting canceled for, is just being like a fucking idiot dumb bitch who can't keep her mouth shut and sticks her nose in everything. But at the same time, you know,
You never.
Josh, like, come on, you know.
Sorry,
Love
Josh.
Nessa.
Anyway, so I ran
yeah.
into Josh at the club.
Mhm.
Okay. And he was there with Brianna Chicken Fry, who I'm her
love her.
biggest fan. I think that she's the biggest contributor to the BFFs podcast. I think she's so funny.
She's so funny.
And I just love them. Anyway,
I do love her.
I was at their table and I said, by the way, Josh is like, he used to like come over when you all the time.
Yeah,
And
like,
we'd
we've
be
known
like
Josh.
around him. I've met him probably a dozen times. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm your co-host on the podcast, and they've mentioned on the podcast like here and there, like
They reviewed our Halloween costumes.
they reviewed our Halloween costumes. They did Smash, Marry, Kill, and they put me in it. Like I
Yeah.
know, like I have to preface with that because it's like in my head I'm like I could say hey to him. So I went up to him at the club, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I'm the biggest BFFs fan ever. Like whatever, blah blah blah. My friend is with me, and she's like, yeah, she has a podcast too, like with Tana. And he literally, I swear to God, looks, by the way, I was saying like I'm the biggest BFFs fan. I wasn't like expecting that he was gonna know who I am at all. That's not like the vibes. But he looks at me dead in the eyes and he goes, not gonna lie, I have no fucking idea who you are.
Josh Richards said that to you to your face?
I swear to God. And I was like, and
Josh!
maybe he was like drunk or something, but I was like, damn, I'm just telling you, I didn't even say shit about my podcast. Like, it's like my friend did, but I'm like, I was not expecting like him to know me at all. But the nerve, I was like, damn.
Josh
Like,
fucking Richards. Damn. I don't even know what to say back to that. I'm not even, I can't wait for them to
and
be
I
on
couldn't
BFFs.
even believe it. And I taught like after, because I wasn't the only one who heard it either. So like after I'm talking to my friend and I'm like, am I wrong to be so offended by that? Because it's like, I wouldn't say that to any, like, that's like if someone came up to me and was like, hey, I love the podcast. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't fucking know you. So, like, damn, Josh. Like,
Damn. I love when something happens like this in LA, like the mic
sucks
thing or
too,
something.
because I'm always on the podcast. I'm like, Josh Richards is so hot. He looked so good that one night. I'm like, always like talking him up. And I was like, shot to my ego. Damn. I'm like, I better be funnier on the podcast. People don't fucking know who I am.
No, that they definitely do, but also like that's
it was just such a weird thing to say. Like I didn't even expect him to know who I was. But now that you're saying it, I'm like, you really have meant like that's so
super
rude.
have mentioned. I'm excited to see, because you know BFFs always like they're gonna talk about this on BFFs. I'm excited to see what Josh has to say.
I don't know. And I mean, I'll get like, he was drunk. Like it was like,
no, but like Josh, what? I'm excited to see what you have to say back to that. What's your take on this, Josh? Because what? Like,
I was so offended. I was like, literally, I've had so much built up emotion toward Josh Richards since then.
No, seriously, yeah. But I mean,
and you're not. I'm like, you know what? I take back what I said about you being hard. I tweeted that right after it happened. I tweeted, I'd take back what I said, because the episode that we had filmed the day before that, I said Josh Richards is so hot.
You have bad luck with that.
I know, and I tweeted and I said, I take back what I said about Josh Richards. In the morning, I was like,
I wish so badly I could tell a few stories of things you've said on the podcast and then things that have happened in your life after, but I can't.
You guys, can I tell? I just had recently recently had my first instance of like something I said on the podcast coming back to bite me in the ass. And let me tell you about it.
Today's episode of Canceled is sponsored by Current. Current is the future of banking. Spend, save, and manage your money better with the Current app and debit card. Earn points on every swipe. Redeemable for cashback rewards. No ATM fees on over 40,000 in-network all-point ATMs in the U.S. Overdraft up to $200 without overdraft fees. Current members are now able to earn 4% annual percentage yield APY on savings. That's 60 times the national savings rate average of 0.06 APY. Any member who signs up for a Current personal account can start earning interest daily by adding money to their savings pod and enabling the interest feature. Members can transfer money between savings pods and their spending balance with no lockout periods. There are no fees for this feature or balance minimum requirements to access it. I enjoy using Current because the intuitive app design makes it super easy to track spending. It's a lot easier to use than a traditional bank, can keep up with my lifestyle, and every time I see the interface, it makes me think I'm about to receive a prize from Reality House. Oh, that's so true. It was on Reality House. Hey, there's nothing better. Now remember, Canceled listeners, we've partnered up with Current to give away $1,000. That's right. Current is going to give away $250 to 4 listeners of our show. All you have to do is download the Current app at current.com/Tana for a chance to win. Remember, that's current.com/Tana. Winners will be awarded April 1st, so don't wait. No April Fools here. No purchase is necessary to win. Purchase won't increase chances of winning. Void where prohibited. Eligibility restrictions apply. Visit current.com/Tana for full terms and conditions. Current is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by and Visa debit card issued by Choice Financial Group, member FDIC. The Current annual percentage yield is variable and may change at any time. Terms and conditions apply. Thank you, Current, for sponsoring today's podcast.
So if you guys recall a few episodes ago, I told a story about how I had received a DM from Brody Jenner. Or no, I got an accept message request from Brody Jenner. And he had unsent the message. So I DM'd him and I was like, hi, like whatever. Yeah. And he just responded like, what's good? And I never responded to that message because I'm terrified. He's like unsettlingly good looking and he just like honestly terrifies me.
She's been withholding the story from me all week. I'm on the edge of my seat. Well, like, because we save shit for the podcast.
So I'm like, so I told that story and I hated the way that I delivered the story too because like it got clipped on TikTok and it made it seem like I was like, I didn't respond to Brody Jenner, but it, like, I really just like, what do you say to Brody Jenner? Yeah. He's the best looking man on the planet, I think. And so
we should have him as a guest.
That's where I'm going with this. Kind of. So the other night, I'm at dinner with some like basketball players, which was so random, but
wow.
We're at Delilah and there's literally nobody there. There's like 5 people there, like total.
Okay.
And Brody Jenner's there. And I'm with my friend Sienna, and Sienna knows Brody. So we go up to him, we're talking to him, and I'm like shaking in my boots, y'all. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna, like, I hope he doesn't recognize me.
Yeah.
And we're good to go. Okay. He's like, hi, I'm Brody. Nice to meet you. He's buying us shots, like whatever. There's no one at this bar. So we're just like chatting with him, whatever. And he starts talking about how he's thinking about starting like a podcast with Audrina and Frankie Delgado from The Hills, like to expose like kind of the behind the scenes.
Have you been
like,
seeing Spencer Pratt do his TikTok
yes,
series?
so great. He's brilliant for that. But
seriously,
but he's like, yeah, we want to like talk about like the behind the scenes, like stuff like that. And my friend Sienna goes, oh my God, my friend Brooke has a podcast. I go, oh. Yeah, like no,
I know.
No, I really don't.
Fuck.
And she's like, no, like it's really big. Like she has a podcast. She's so good at it. Don't sell yourself short. Like no. And I'm like, I'm looking at her.
Bless
like,
her heart too, because like
I know she was so cute, trying to like hype me up and make me look good, like whatever. But I'm like shut up.
Yeah,
she's like, no, it's really good. And now he's like, oh my God, what's it called? Like. And I'm like, no, like you wouldn't know of it. She's like, it's been in the top 10 since it like. She's like, it's huge, like. And so finally I'm like, like, like Tana Mongeau. Like Tana Mongeau, like I have a podcast with Tana Mongeau. And he goes, oh, I DM'd you. And I go, yeah.
What do you do?
I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know why I said that. Like, I just start word vomiting. Yeah. And I'm like,
I have like in Vegas, I talked to him about the podcast.
Yeah. Like, well, so I was like, this is so embarrassing. And but he was such a sweetheart about it. He was like, no, I just met Tana. I love Tana so much. He's like, you're totally fine. Like I did, like, he's like, it's fine. Like, I mean, that really happened, whatever, like, blah, blah, blah. But I guess he had a girlfriend at the time, not at the time that he DM'd me, but he had a girlfriend at the time that I spoke about it on the podcast. And little did I know, I went to college with her. Like I literally know her and went to college with her. So I just look like the biggest, most disrespectful asshole on the entire planet. I didn't know, of course, that they were dating, but like now that I do, I'm like, Brooke, like shut the fuck up. And
oh my God, we really say too much.
I said too much.
Really say too much.
And thankfully he was so sweet about it. And he was like, he told me too. He was like, now that I've met you and like I know Tana and like he was like, maybe I'd want to come on the podcast. Like I guess David, your manager, has been trying to get him to come on for a while, and he was like apprehensive.
Pals. I get it.
But he was like, I'm down to come on it, and he said that. But then as the night went on, I kept like saying like, we have to have you on the podcast, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh, like I don't know, like he's like, I just don't really do like the pod, like I've never been on a podcast.
As he's like trying to start one, like he definitely does them, just not
I know,
ours.
but he was the one who said it. He's the one who started. He's like, I would love to come on the podcast, and then I brought it up later, and he was like, no.
That's a big thing. I will say that as well. Is it's like, I always thought that getting guests would be very easy because it's like, we know most of the people in this space. That's kind of like my shtick. Like, well, how does she know this person? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I could like ask anyone, like, and this sounds so picky. I don't mean like that, but I mean like a celebrity for a favor or to like come to a party or like anything like that. Or like, you know, like my celebrity friends will hit me up to do shit. Like,
yeah.
But the second that I'm like, oh my God, like if they bring up the podcast, like, oh, it's doing so good. And I'm like, you should come on. They're like, I mean, are you going to cancel me? Like people are like actually afraid to come on our podcast.
I understand being scared of us, but I told him, I was like, you can have like, I mean, you have
no one believes you. No one believes
I told
you.
him, I was like, you can cut whatever you want. If you
like,
come
yeah.
on and you hate it and it's like whatever, but like I really don't. And he was like, oh, I'll think about it.
People are scared. I feel like honestly,
but
that's why our guests are always
him on,
controversial.
and I feel like he's just like, I feel like he has so much insight, especially like with you having done a reality show and him like obviously
he's an OG.
being so, yeah,
that'd be fire.
So
You
like,
guys,
it would be really, really interesting. So Brody, get on our podcast. And you said it first.
what she said, I think, but also please leave comments of who we should try to get on our podcast or tag people because I think everyone's afraid of us at this point. I'm not going to lie. Today's episode is sponsored by Cerebral. Cerebral is an online mental health service that offers prescription medication, counseling, and therapy for anxiety, depression, ADHD, insomnia, and more. One of the most important ways to take care of yourself is through mental health, and you can start right now with Cerebral. Cerebral is one of the few services that provide prescription medication online through a licensed provider and ships medication straight to your door. With the Cerebral mobile app, you can literally pull out your phone and do everything you need on the app, whether it's to text your counselor or to schedule an appointment with your therapist. It is like having a personal care team wherever you are. You can schedule sessions based on what's most convenient for you. You don't have to wait weeks to be seen, and you can do your sessions on a laptop, a phone, so you can always find an area where you are most comfortable. Cerebral is affordable, and they offer treatments that are 1/3 the traditional cost of therapy. Treatment options are available with or without insurance. Cerebral is in network for several insurers, and they're working every day to grow their partnerships. Even if you're out of network, they'll provide you with the necessary paperwork so you can easily submit a claim. For listeners of the Canceled Podcast, you can receive 65% off your first month of medication management and care counseling at Cerebral.com/Tana. Go to Cerebral.com/Tana for 65% off your first month. That's just a total of $30 to get started. Join Cerebral today on their mission to make quality mental health care accessible and affordable for all. Thank you, Cerebral, for sponsoring today's podcast. I almost died.
Okay, when? Oh, with your neck hole.
I'm kidding. I do have like a wild hole in my neck. That was also like
it is like unsettling to look at. I really don't like how it looks.
But so I'm like on my knees on the ground in front of this table, and I go to like lay my head like on something on the table. And on the table, Chris Miles had just dropped like over like in the other room a glass and shattered it, picked up the glass and just put it on the table.
That's such a Chris Miles thing to do.
Glass goes through my neck, and then I don't even notice that, like, which is so alarming. I'm not joking. I don't notice literally at all.
I know, but that too,
like,
that in itself is just a little bit concerning.
So concerning. I don't notice at all. And then I'm sitting there with Ty, Amari's boyfriend. And Ty is very like pranky. I love Ty, but he'll be like,
he'll always be like, oh my God, what's on your face?
Yeah, like he's just very like that. You know what I mean? And so he goes, oh my God, you're bleeding everywhere. And I'm like, Ty, good one.
You got me.
And I keep going back and forth with him too. I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, yes, you are. Like, go look. Like, are you okay? And I'm like, Ty, cut the bit. Like, it's not funny. I go look in the fucking mirror. Blood everywhere. Then like Rusty's there. He starts freaking out. Like everyone's like, and I hate that feeling because then it's like you start to worry when everyone's like, oh my God, like, are you good?
Yeah.
Paige, on the other hand, is just spreading like peanut butter on a Ritz cracker at the fucking counter. Like, bitch, get over it. Blood everywhere. I'm bleeding, soaking through paper towels, whatever. We finally get it to like chill for a sec, and we shine a light on it, and the flashlight's like hitting it, and there's just glass in my neck.
Ew, I don't like that.
But of course I won't go to the emergency room because I'm a pussy and a baby back bitch and I just didn't want to.
Yeah, wait, we were crying when Amari sent your tweet and it was like, I need stitches.
I really thought I needed stitches. Then everyone's coming for me being like, you fucking dramatic
babe,
lying
it's
bitch.
Literally like
it's a paper cut.
Upon further investigation, I did learn that it's like it looked pretty bad. It was pretty gnarly, but it was funny because it's like that's such a you thing to say, like gushing. I need stitches. It literally I could see into my fucking art like carotid.
Like didn't 100% normally. I'm being so dramatic. The problem with this too is it's a very small cut, so it's like. I was bleeding for like 3 days, which also is just so concerning. Like, go to the doctor. That is concerning,
but I'm assuming you had some blood thinning,
like Advil or like
or like
alcohol, whatever. I mean, yes, but also like bleeding a lot. But like it just looks small, so everyone's like, "You're being dramatic," whatever. But then finally, an at-home doctor comes. They're like, "It is such a deep cut," like. Blah blah blah. But then they still tell me that they don't think there's glass in it, right? But I'm like moving my head around and I like feel fucking glass in my neck. Yesterday.
I could have never been a nurse.
I come to like, I look in the mirror at it in the front of my scabber like the day before yesterday, and the glass was on the outside and came out.
Oh,
my body expunged it.
That's so nice.
I didn't even think my body was capable of expunging things.
Of course. What? What does expunging even mean? Does it
push it out?
Can we get a fact check on that even being a word? Expunging. It sounds right, but
to expunge? No. I could be completely wrong. I'm definitely the definition of those girls on TikTok who like use big words wrong.
No, I love when you do that though. It really cracks me.
Like I'm always just swinging. Not all of them are like a hit. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't even think of like a.
The definition is to erase or remove completely. I just got word in my headphones. See, that's why you should wear your headphones. The more you know.
Seriously, but I just can't mess up my weave like that.
I love your little bang. You look like Hannah Montana.
Oh my God, the banging. I have bangs now, guys, kinda. They're definitely from bleach. It's so funny because someone commented on my TikTok. They were like, love the bangs, even though it's definitely a chemical cut. And one of my hair girls, Ashley, she's so funny, bless her heart. She responds and she's like, no, we cut it on purpose.
Oh,
full
sweetheart.
chemical cut. Like she was just
girl.
trying to like help my back. Like obviously I think like to make them look better
cute.
too.
It's trendy.
I'm just feeling it. I need to like actually cut them properly because like some are like way longer than others from bleach, you know?
Yeah, I'm noticing like the tiny little bits that I just know you can see in your vision.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at you right now through like a banging.
Yeah. I always think about that. I make fun of my roommate all the time because she gets like the most insane eyelash extensions. And I'm like, is it like you're just wearing like a big hat at all times? Because I know she can see them. You know what I mean? Like I know they're in her vision.
Can I give a controversial opinion?
Yeah.
We've seen everyone talk about different crypto coins, whether it's a Labradoodle coin, a tit coin, some random new NFT that someone's DMing you about. Maybe ignore that one. Trust me. But seriously, if you listen to the news or talk to your friends or read your DMs, it's like everyone's got some exciting new thing they're investing in or buying. But all of that doesn't mean you should throw your money at every crazy thing you see online when there are alternatives out there with pretty impressive track records. I'm talking about contemporary art. No, I'm serious. You don't need to be rich to do it. Masterworks can make it a reality. Masterworks is a really cool startup based in New York City that lets you purchase shares that represent an investment in famous artworks from really sick artists like Banksy and Picasso. It may be good for your financial future, but it's even cooler to imagine going out to brunch with the squad and dropping that you're an art collector. Masterworks is blowing up. They already have over 300,000 members, but you can get priority access by going to masterworks.art/Tana. That's masterworks.art/Tana. See important Regulation A disclosures and the offering circular at masterworks.io/about/disclosure. Shout out Masterworks. Go buy a Picasso. Not that I have any right to say what looks good or bad on people when I do things like have my tracks out and like lashes falling off and shit. So it's like, again, like take this with a grain of salt. But I think intense lash extensions.
Everyone's going to regret it so much. I just really, truly believe that because it's like nobody thinks those are your lashes, first of all. And no, you can't see anyone's eyes. That's what bothers me about it is you can't see someone's eyes.
But just the way they look, I've never seen someone look better with them. Like I don't get it. I don't understand why any. Like maybe I get the lash thing. I have no lashes.
Natural, like actually, a good example is Abby, our friend Abby. She has eyelash extensions, and hers are just like long and nice. And like when we're on the beach, and she just has a tan face, no makeup and lashes, she looks beautiful. Yeah, she's great. But like. I'm
talking about the thick black,
oh god,
inner to outer. Why is that a thing?
I don't like it either. And of course, you can like what you like, but that is just not my vibe.
No, it actually like terrifies me because I've seen some like. I feel like you could be the most beautiful girl in the world and you get that and you look wonk.
That's what's so shitty
it's
about
like-
it. It's like I feel like it's just one of those things that everyone's gonna look back and be like, oh, why did I do that? Like when we were all wearing like skin colored lipstick. Like why did we do that?
I put concealer on my lips for like years
Yeah, I believe you.
in high school. And it was
I actually
so
just had
awful and
eyelash extensions last week, but I
feel like they were
can't. I
natural.
touch my eyes too much. I had to.
Oh yeah, and I sleep so like face down.
Me too. And I lost every single lash on one eye and then had a full eye on the other one. I was like, oh shit. I was looking funny. Oh my gosh. I have to show you the videos I took of myself. I took mushrooms again the other night. I don't know why. After what I told you guys about what happened to me the last time I took mushrooms, like, Brooke, why'd you take mushrooms again? That's because I'm stupid. So, but I honestly had the best time. But when I got home.
We should do a podcast on mushrooms.
When I got home, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was lifting one eyebrow and I'm like, no fucking way. I've never been able to do this. Like, no shot. So I take all these videos on my phone. I'm like, this is so crazy. I can't believe like I just learned how to do that on here. And I took all these videos on my phone and there is nothing about one of my eyebrows that is raising, but I was convinced.
No, I need to see the video of you just. You kind of are.
I was so happy too. I'm like cracking up and I'm alone.
I can just imagine you dead alone doing that.
There's 4 videos and they're all a minute long.
Can we do something fun right now? Can we play a
Oh,
fun little game?
yes. Okay, so before I got here, I'll receive a text from Paige, Tana's assistant, that said, just in case you want to test if Tana is smarter than a 5th grader. And I think she's brilliant.
We've been playing Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader a lot at home, and it got concerning the other night when I didn't know the 7 continents.
I don't know the 7 continents, and I like literally went to university.
That makes me feel so much better because I was being brutally shamed. I knew like 5.
Maybe I know them.
3.
What is
I
it? South America, North America,
Asia.
Europe, Africa, Australia.
Is Antarctica?
Wait, are those countries? Wait, what am I talking
See,
about?
like I just lose all concept of that, like the whole like country, city, continent thing. It's like so much for me to handle. So I thought it'd be fun if we went back and forth and asked each other, "Are you smarter than a 5th grader?"
Okay, but unfortunately I have all the questions on my, so I don't want to know the answers.
like pass the phone.
Yeah, but you can just see the next answer.
Oh, okay. So do you just want to quiz me then?
Yeah. Okay.
So Brooke, because I feel like you're smarter than a 5th grader. I don't know.
I don't feel that way. Okay, let's
I know
start.
sometimes I'd be hanging out with like.
Well, this question: what is Rosa Parks famous for? Who wrote
Okay,
that?
well, hold on. Hold on, y'all. I see what you're trying to do, Paige. You want a job? We gonna be broke.
Okay. Let me see. What is the capital of New York?
Albany.
How'd you know that?
Yes.
The process by which plants eat and make energy is called.
Photosynthesis.
God, she's a genius. The interior angles of a triangle always add up to
3.
what?
1, 2,
What the
3.
fuck is wrong with her? 180 degrees.
See the whole degrees thing. Like, why would they put the word degrees with temperature and
I don't
shapes?
know. What is responsible for the ocean tides?
Tectonic plates moving.
The moon.
Oh fuck! No fucking.
But that honestly, you almost had me. The hardest naturally occurring mineral is
What?
the hardest natural occurring mineral.
Like hardest, like
Yeah.
and it's like the hardest.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what?
You got this. Think Amari's birthday.
Gold.
Babe, you bought him an iced out Rolex. It's done.
Oh shit! I got him diamonds.
The closest planet to the sun. Gun to my head, I have no idea.
Mercury.
Genius. Oh my God, you guys, we are not giving this girl enough credit. She
No,
is-
no, no. But you also don't understand. Like, I'm
smart.
developing an eye twitch right now, and I actually like want to start crying.
What is the freezing point of water? You have to know this. Fahrenheit and Celsius.
0.
Okay. 0 degrees what?
I feel like it's Celsius, and then I feel like the Fahrenheit's like a spunky number, like 21 or 33 or 54.
32. Okay.
33.
When writing out a fraction, the numbers above and below the verniculum, what the fuck is verniculum? Are called the, oh, you know this.
I feel like the verniculum sounds like something that would
The
be like in a
line.
man's balls.
The
Can you
line.
say it one more time?
When writing out a fraction, the numbers on the top and the bottom are called
Exponents.
what the fuck? Numerator and
Go
denominator.
easy on me,
Okay, I
baby.
only have 2 more. The hexagon has how many sides?
Hex.
Honestly, you're onto something with that.
Hexagon. What does a hexagon even look like? That one's a trapezoid. I just feel like it's 5. Something's telling me 5.
No, 5 is pentagon, right?
What's a hexagon?
6. You kept saying hex. I'm like, yeah, yes. 6.
But like, what is it?
The thinnest layer of the earth
A
is
stop
called
sign is a hexagon.
probably.
Cha-ching, bazinga. What the
Girl, I
fuck?
watched a girl run over a stop sign the other day and just drive away.
It's really why I can't drive.
Thinnest
me.
layer of the earth is called. It's what's on your bedside table.
Dirt.
Crust.
Fuck.
I ran out of questions.
All right, guys. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Grab a pencil and a piece of paper.
remember
The way I
that
know
song?
the theme song to that, and I don't even know like my cousins' names.
That is really impressive. My cousin's pregnant. My favorite cousin. She's pregnant.
What else? Can
I wish I was pregnant.
Speaking of wishing we were pregnant and the thing, I have such a bad bleeding problem.
Bro, if you knew what was happening to my uterus. Oh, I bled all over. I bled all over the place last night. I'm
A
so
dick?
sorry that no, a bed that wasn't mine. But
Whose bed were you in that wasn't yours?
don't be rude. You know exactly whose bed I was in. That wasn't mine. But I didn't hook up with him. I just was sleeping over, and
Imagine being a guy and a bitch just comes over, doesn't hook up with you, bleeds all over your bed, and leaves.
he deserved it. He left me on the couch.
That's fair. That is completely
He's
fair.
like, bitch, now you're never coming in my bed again. A couch it is.
No, the other night, I was really high and it was really late at night, and I go into the bathroom and I guess I was bleeding, and I got blood all over the toilet seat. And I didn't see it because it was in the dark, and I just didn't turn the light on. I was like, oh, I'm good. And then like I flushed it, but like blood all over the toilet seat. And then I bled so fucking gross. I bled through my underwear, and then I walked out of the room and I put them on top of a pile of clothes I was going to take upstairs when I went upstairs. And then I went to the kitchen, and then I went to the kitchen, and then I made food, and then I forgot. And then today I heard Hunter screaming bloody murder, and it's because he
Poor
saw the toilet seat.
Hunter always has to deal with your bloody issues as well.
I know. I know. I almost feel like just coincidentally it's always with him. And then he saw my bloody underwear in the living room, and that is
really dehumanizing.
like, seriously, no one. Chris will always say to me when I do shit like that, he's like, and they pay you to live here. I should be paying him to live there.
It sucks because like I get it's natural and stuff, and now I'm like just so desensitized. I'm like telling all these bloody stories on the podcast all the time, but I'm like, that's like we shouldn't be saying. That's really gross.
I can't stop bleeding. I'm serious.
I
It's
can't
just, like,
either.
a serious problem. And
But it's you know that I've never one time in my entire 25 years of life bled in my own bed. I've never like woken up and been like, oh, I bled in my bed.
Really?
But I've bled in several men's beds.
I bleed my bed like once a month.
I believe that about you.
No, but just in my sleep, I don't know. My period's very like it just comes. It goes.
I don't have a heavy period at all, so it's almost like somebody's like out to get me upstairs. They're like, watch this, and they just like it's all of a sudden I'm just fucking fire hose everywhere.
If a month, that's how I feel every month. Fire hose so much blood. If a month goes by and I don't see like a little leg in there, like some
leg, you
some-
have to stop with the limbs. I can't.
I'm so sorry. No, I actually, it's just because my period's irregular. I have no idea why. I'm so good to my body, seriously. Super regular, so it just comes in my sleep, and then I just like ruin the whole bed. Thank you for coming to this week's episode of Canceled. Practice safe sex. Wear a latex because you don't want to get that I'm late text. I think I'm late. I don't. Okay.
Unless he's
bye.
really rich.
Then keep it.
Tana and Brooke is cancelled.
A DWE talent production.